Hello everyone, welcome to Crytex Tech. The iPhone XS Max in mid of 2022. Is this the best phone to buy in the second-hand market? Let's go through all the aspects of the iPhone and see how it keeps up in 2022. Let's get this video started, shall we? iPhone XS was launched in 2018 and it was the top end model available at the time. So how does it hold up in 2022? I have been using this phone for a few months now and have been constantly comparing with the 11 Pro Max and the 13 Pro Max. You can see I have put the 11 Pro Max skin on this phone as it has a crack on the back and I don't want any moisture to go inside it. Keeping that aside, let's see how the phone holds up till this date. Coming to the hardware and design, the phone is covered with glass in front and the back and stainless steel on the side, and I have here the gold color and it looks really classy and premium, and Apple was never able to make this color again with this shade, as the new iPhones come with a different shade of gold. I recommend to use a screen protector and a case for this phone, as this is glass and it might shatter. I got this phone from the second-hand market and I picked it up because I was getting a really good deal on this. But you see there are a few scratches on the front and one crack at the back, and I have been using this phone for a month and two now. And I can say, switching this from the 11 Pro Max, that the frosted back feels different, and if you're comparing to the 13 Pro Max, the rounded corners still feel premium in the hand, and it's just a good old design. The notch on the front is still big compared to any Android phone right now. It doesn't come in the middle while using the phone, but while watching the videos it might cut into some of the content, but it doesn't affect the experience of the phone, and I'm sure that you will get used to it eventually, as most of the apps are designed a way to cover the notch and show time and signal over there. The only gripe I have is the iPhone still uses the lightning port at the bottom. Even the new 13 series have it, so I can't really complain about that, but you will get used to it. This has a 6.5-inch Super AMOLED display which goes up to 650 nits of brightness, and it's mostly a good display. This only has a 60Hz panel, but it's a good one and it still feels fluid due to the iOS optimization. So I don't miss the 120Hz from the other devices. This has a good enough resolution, and you can see the 4K videos which support HDR are just stunning to look at on this phone. You can see that the Netflix just shows the HDR content on it, and the videos and photos are great to watch on this display. So it still holds up pretty well in the display department, and I would rate the display a 4 out of 5, half for the refresh rate and half for the 625 nits of brightness, which is not that bad, but it does show the age due to not having the higher refresh panel, as Android phones in the price range all have a 90 or 120Hz panel. Performance is the one area where the phone still holds up the most, as the A12 chip, despite being a 4 years old, holds up great. iOS 15 just runs great on it. If you're a light user and only use the phone casually with some gaming and video editing here and there, this won't disappoint you, as the A12 is still a very relevant chip to this day. If you use this phone extensively, you will probably find the stutters and lags in the UI, but it's nothing out of the ordinary, and it's great that this still runs most of the games at the max settings, and you won't have any problems using this daily without any hiccups. This was the first phone to support the 4K video on YouTube, And also while gaming, this runs Asphalt 9 at 60 FPS with no lags, which isn't found on the older models. I will be making a gaming review on this so you can check how the phone performs in the high-end games. Also, let's check the Geekbench 5 scores comparing with the Apple latest flagship, the 13 Pro Max. Its single core performance compared with the 13 Pro Max is 50% increase, and the multi-core score is 62% increase, which is good despite the 13 Pro Max having the extra GPU core. You can see the Antutu scores here as well. And for the 3D benchmark, which is dependent on the GPU score, which is 90% faster than the 11 Pro Max. This is because of the extra GPU core that is included in the 13 Pro Max. This just holds up pretty well in all the aspects, but you can see that the performance isn't going to be an issue on this phone, as this is going to be relevant for years to come. This phone has a dual camera at the back and both are 12 megapixel, and this has a 7 megapixel selfie camera at the front. The dual camera is a wide angle and a telephoto lens which can take portraits at 2x zoom, and the iOS 15 now takes really good portraits after every update, and this camera has improved drastically from the last time it was with iOS 12, and it has gotten better since then. You can see the camera samples from the daytime. But when it comes to nighttime or low light photos, there is no night mode on this phone, and thus the photos in the night mode turn out to be blurry and dark and aren't usable. Now there are options for the night mode in the third-party app, but they aren't that good, and it doesn't really compare to the night mode that are built in the newer iPhones. You can clearly see the difference compared with the 11 Pro Max. You can see those shots here. This is not all that bad camera, but having a night mode in a phone is essential these days. But if you can work without it, this is a totally fine camera and it takes really good photos in the bright light. Coming to the video, this can record at 4K at 60 FPS from the back, but only 1080p at 60 from the front, which is a bummer. But the 4K 60 at the back is awesome, and it really surprised me that this still records great videos, and the quality coming out of it is amazing. If you're planning to get this phone for video recording, this records really great videos, and with the good HDR processing in the background, I would totally recommend this phone for the recording alone. This phone runs on iOS 15, that is iOS 15.5, and it's running really well on this device. This phone originally came with iOS 12, and this is the 4th year of this software. And giving the Apple track record for software updates, there are many more years to come before this phone will stop supporting iOS updates. As per my guess, this phone will support at least up to iOS 17 or 18, which is really great. Also, iOS 15 has given more functionality for this phone. You can see the updated video right here and you will know the software is still good. I'm going to run iOS 16 on this device, so subscribe for the channel to see those videos. There are few of the software issues in iOS 15 and it's nothing to do with the iPhone XS itself, and the iOS software is going to be the same as that of the latest 13 Pro Max, which is great for the phone at this price. Coming to the battery life of this phone, it's nothing that great and it will mostly get the job done. You might have to charge the device in the evening if you are a moderate to heavy user, but if you use your phone casually and don't play much games, this will come up for a full day. As you can see, the screen on time on this device is usually 3.5 to 4 hours, and considering the 81% of battery health, the battery on this phone is mediocre, and I would recommend to get a new battery for this device if you are planning to keep this for a few years. Coming to the conclusion of this phone, considering you are getting a really great price for it in the second-hand market, you're getting a good design which still feels good in the hand, a great AMOLED display, great software support, good cameras, and comparable enough performance with the mid-range Android phones. But you're not getting the night mode in the cameras. This is a really good deal, but if you're considering between which second-hand iPhone you should get, I would recommend the iPhone 11 or the iPhone XR. Yes, the display quality isn't that good enough, but the iPhone 11 will last long and it fixes most of the issues that are wrong with iPhone XS, like better battery life, low light photography. But if both these things aren't a priority, this phone is the one to get. Thanks for watching the video and I will see you in the next one. Peace.